Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Daily Update, my 1000 day challenge. This is day 596, so let's get things started. In terms of balance wise, everything remains the same, no change in terms of that. I'm not entering any trade right now for both experimental and also for main trading account setup. So right now, this couple of weeks, I'm actually dialing things a little bit back, as actually I'm actually in the midst of moving to a new place itself. And because of that, I don't have so much time in terms of managing in terms of the portfolio wise for additional experimental setup trade. But of course, the main trading setup still continue as there's a day-to-day continuous process itself. All right, so other than that, if you look across the market itself for the US market wise, definitely a very nice breakout across the board for both Nasdaq and also S&P 500. So since it happened in tandem itself, I do see a very much continuation of an upward trend, or slightly at least consolidating in the next coming 1 week rather than a more bearish sentiment in the coming week itself. So there's definitely a shift in terms of momentum, both in terms of the trend line, both in terms of the market structure is shifting towards at least a neutral market structure. So there's definitely a change even on the weekly chart itself. And then for the China market itself, definitely things looks to have potentially faced capitulation last week itself. So you could actually enter now, even though it's not as cheap as it is during the capitulation phase itself, but I still do see that as a lower risk kind of play in comparison to entering at an all-time low itself. So that's definitely how you see it. So other than that, like what I mentioned, because I already maxed out in terms of my allocation for China tech stocks or China non-tech stock itself is already fully allocated. I'm not going to enter it anymore in that sense. There's more of a portfolio balancing in that approach. All right, and then finally for Bitcoin itself, in terms of the downslope trend, I actually also broke in terms of that. So yeah, there's a break of this downslope trend that you see over here. So potentially if we do have a weak retracement and pullback, you could definitely look to enter a long setup. But bear in mind that right up here, we have a key resistance or a temporary resistance at 42.5k region itself, and then the main resistance which I do see at the 44.5k itself. That'll be the main one because we have a lot of resistance here, and resistance here itself. So that's definitely an area of interest that you want to cautiously look into. But of course, entering a long over here with a stop loss right below here, you could still have a very decent risk to reward setup at suitable levels itself. Yep, but right now I'm just staying put in terms of it, and let's see how things goes. So yep, otherwise that's more or less about it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop by your comments below, or see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.